Of devastating storms in Limpopo, the Chief Matsila Foundation, in partnership with the Gift of the Givers, is stepping up to provide disaster relief food hampers to over 100 affected families. This initiative reflects the power of community-driven solutions during times of crises. Now joining us is Chief Matsila, who will share more about this intervention and the impact it's having on his community. Chief, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Just walk us through the impact of the devastation, the recent storms that impacted your community.
In the recent past weeks, we have experienced severe thunderstorms and heavy rains that left a trail of destruction and suffering in most households and houses in the communities. We have got houses whose roofs have been blown by thunderstorms. So people are now staying in unbearable conditions. So as it is, the issue of food becomes very, very important because there is quite a huge shortage of food in and around our communities. Because as the storms and the rains come heavy on the households, the food gets rotten because it becomes very wet and becomes a waste, and people have to throw it away. And the other challenge is that this is the time when we are plowing maize meal so that we can feed our families and other vegetables. All of that is now gone because of the thunderstorms and the rains, which means that the shortage of food becomes a serious problem in our communities, and in particular, those households where you've got orphans and elderly and the disabled people is where we are seeing much more damage. So this then led to us to call upon our partners, Gift of the Givers Foundation, to give us a helping hand to provide the food hampers to more than 100 families. But that is not sufficient. As we speak, we just received another list from the Collins Shabane municipality via the mayor of about another 500 families that are destitute and without food and necessities.
Chief, you're obviously faced with a dire situation, and you've got two main problems that you talk about. Firstly is the immediate needs of the individuals that are going hungry and have been impacted by these recent floods. And then obviously the second issue around those that are planting maize at the moment, hoping to harvest, and that too has been washed away. What are the long-term plans that you might have, or that you are thinking of or contemplating in order to deal with these two challenges?
I think firstly is to say that we need to call upon government to step up their efforts and increase the momentum in terms of making sure that communities are enabled to adapt to climate change, because we bear the brunt of climate change in terms of impacts and the negative consequences as the communities. And you get a sense that for a long time now, government has been focusing on mitigation by industries against climate change. But the issue of how do you actually make sure that you have got stormwater infrastructure and drainage systems to avoid these disasters is not something that I think government is prioritizing. So that on its own, it's one of the programs we require to work with government. Of course, you also have an issue of the infrastructure in terms of the houses and buildings and shops that have been destroyed. As we speak, we are still doing some assessments in terms of how do we then assist those who don't have houses at the moment because of the disaster and those whose infrastructure is destroyed. And the issue is that there is no sense that government is coming into our rescue as speedily and as efficiently as we want. So we're in talks with government and other social partners to see how we can work together. So the long-term strategy is that we need to encourage communities to plant trees in their households, because we have seen that trees serve as a very good windbreaker and prevent thunderstorms from damaging buildings. In areas where there are trees in households and infrastructure, we see less damage or no damage at all.
Chief Matsila, very, very quickly, what sort of effort is being made by local community members to assist, and what can they do?
Individuals are donating whatever they have. Some people are bringing vegetables, cabbages, some are bringing fruits, others are providing clothes. So we ask for any possible help that can come. As I indicated, it's not only food. We still have to rebuild quite a number of homes. So those who are good Samaritans should then join hands with us and assist. There is no little or big help. Any help will really take us a long way.
Chief Matsila, appreciate your time. Chief Matsila Foundation, in partnership with the Gift of the Givers, attending to many needy families. 100 was that number, another 500 also needing some assistance. You're watching News Feed at the PM edition. We're back in a moment.